Look, I'm gonna be honest, everybody knows Spider-Man. You love him, you hate him. It is one of the most iconic superheroes in the entire world. With that being said, the movies contain great actors that played Spider-Man, such as Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and of course, Tobey Maguire. And with that being said, we're only ranking Spider-Man alone films. We're not ranking the spin-off villains. Sorry Mobius, sorry Madam Web, and sorry Venom, maybe for another time. Of course, I'm gonna include Miles Morales in this list. So let's just get right into the rankings. I'm excited. This was not a movie I was hoping to put at my last place slot. For our number 10 has to be The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And it's not like I hate The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I think it was really good, especially on Andrew Garfield's part. And Emma Stone playing Gwen Stacy. She was absolutely perfect for the role. Their chemistry goes insane. I mean, Sony did not have to do Gwen Stacy dirty like that. The real scene's just sad to watch, so just enjoy that Lego form. But the real thing that I love about this movie, and I think it does the best job portraying this, is Spider-Man's suit. This is one of the best suits. And you can't forget the swinging scenes in this movie as well, so come on. But then other than that, it just goes downhill from there. The plot is horrible. Why did we get introduced to Green Goblin? We got introduced to so many villains in this movie. It just overloaded so much that we didn't need. I mean, the fight scenes were cool. Also, the whole CGI with the whole electro lightning, I think it was pretty cool. This is where I want to go into a little deeper dive in Jamie Foxx's Electro. He portrayed good, you know. He worked with what he got, not really getting along with his co-workers, and people just treating him like a loser, which then led him to be one of the most mediocre villains that we've ever seen in a Spider-Man movie. So it begs the question, why did we get a TASM 2 with really poor quality? With the script, and once again, they did Gwen dirty. They did not have to do her dirty like that. But the foreshadowing is crazy though. Peter's promise to Gwen Stacy was to keep her out of the whole Spider-Man drama, but that kind of failed. But then when you look at the stats for this movie, it was released in 2014, also made over $700 million in the box office alone. I could say that I did have fun with this movie, but then I would be lying to say if the plot was good. For that, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 gets in the D tier. From Andrew Garfield to Tom Holland, this movie absolutely just made me confused. Spider-Man Far From Home. This is of course post-Endgame, where Tom Holland's Spider-Man's a little bit sad, well definitely sad, because his mentor passed away, Tony Stark, and it's really starting to affect him. Then all of a sudden we're getting Mysterio coming out of nowhere from a multiverse, so it's Jake Gyllenhaal, you can't really complain. He does play a good Mysterio, tricking Spider-Man into giving him Edith. And then he got that superhero clout and fame, everybody loves him. As a villain, he wasn't very that threatening, you know, they made him a little bit goofy.
Are you a goofy guy? Yeah.
It is a good standalone Spider-Man film, but the only reason is because of one thing. The visuals on this is beautiful. One thing I actually wish they added was the real Nick Fury, because we knew in this movie that he was a Skrull. Just all over the place with this one. Of course, this plot is way better than The Amazing Spider-Man 2. It gave more of a mature status to Peter Parker's Spider-Man, knowing that he made a crazy mistake and he's trying to fix it as much as he can, even though he's trying to adapt the Peter tingle. And when that final battle, I'm glad he gets his own final battle, because if someone helped him, it would have been ruined guaranteed. But the fact is, he trusts his Peter tingle now and he defeats Mysterio. It is a good idea that we see him grow up with this movie, and his actions do have consequences. Overall, it's an alright movie, but we're comparing other Spider-Man movies, so it's pretty competitive. Spider-Man Far From Home, you're getting a C tier. Sorry, but we're also going into Spider-Man 3. It is very hated by a lot of people in the Spider-Man community. I understand why. We're getting introduced to the symbiote Venom, which is actually pretty amazing. With all the positives that's happening in this movie, there's also like double the negatives, so it kind of weighs down. But you know what? It's okay. I do like some of the villains in this movie. We got a lot, actually. We got Sandman, Harry Osborn. We also got introduced to Venom, and you can't forget the main villain in this one, Mary Jane. But it's okay because we got the famous dance scene that turned into a whole bunch of memes. It's not like I'm saying they didn't try with this movie. I just felt like there could have been more added plot to the movie, especially the villains. I mean, we're talking about Spider-Man 3. This thing should not be rushed at all. Look at the other two. I'm gonna get to that in a little bit. You got characters like Flint Marko, who has a daughter who has an illness, which he wants to get better. You can't hate the fact that he's trying to be a good dad, just doesn't have enough money to support it, which then leads to his life of crime. But also, you did kill Uncle Ben, so I don't know how I feel about you right now, Flint Marko. Harry Osborn, he was just a villain throughout the entire time. He took Spider-Man's girl. He literally forced MJ to break up with Tobey Maguire. Really? Like, why you gotta do that? This is why you a villain, MJ. Literally throughout all this movie, it's just Green Goblin trying to kill Spider-Man, and then he avenges himself to become the good guy at the end of the day. heroic. The Venom part of this story is all over the place. I don't know why he looks the way he looks like. Looking like a Temu Venom, but he over here trying to be the next Daily Bugle photographer, but that's Peter Parker's job. Other than that, he didn't really do much as of the symbiote. We did get this beautiful song though. Overall, just a sad way to end Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, which we will never get a Spider-Man 4 based off him. Maybe one day, but that day is not today. But overall, this is going to be a solid C rating above Spider-Man Far From Home. When it comes to Tom Holland's Spider-Man, people look for the good and the bad, and then it started off with Spider-Man Homecoming. We've seen him in Civil War. He did amazing in it, and then when he got his first standalone film, something. But in a good way, though, because a lot of people were doubting Tom Holland's acting ability with Spider-Man, and he actually blowed it away. He portrays Spider-Man in a really good tone, especially for him being the high school version. He's underneath the Tony Stark internship, being Spider-Man, and also helping out a little bit around the neighborhood. With the other Spider-Man, it went towards the jobs. This time it's school. John Watts, who is the director of Spider-Man Homecoming, highlights both the challenges and pros of being this superhero. And all this takes place around the same time Homecoming is for students. There is some negatives though, because this Spider-Man relies on a lot of people, especially Iron Man. You can't forget Ned as well. He's a W friend. Going on to the main villain of this movie, Vulture, played by Michael Keaton. He did an amazing job. So threatening. I felt threatened when he was talking to that one scene one-on-one with Peter. Michael Keaton is such a good actor, but then when it came to the post-credit scene, we got the interaction between Vulture and Scorpion, which we never got since. So if they could like wrap that up, please, thank you. Homecoming's not bad. Homecoming's not bad at all. But in terms of movies, I'm going B tier with this one. Andrew Garfield's first ever appearance as Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man. It was just a coming of age story, to be honest. They do show him lose his parents, which honestly is pretty sad. It is very emotional, more emotional than the other Spider-Man movies that we had in the past. The Lizard is actually a good villain with this movie, and you can't forget the beautiful cinematic shots. It is a hit or miss, depends on the day, so that's why it's got to go in B tier. Way better than Spider-Man Homecoming's villain and all that. I think it's pretty good, so B tier. Still waiting on the Amazing Spider-Man 3. Sony, your move. 2026, 2027, Amazing Spider-Man 3. One of Tom Holland's best films as Spider-Man has to be Spider-Man No Way Home. The whole Home trilogy was pretty good, but this one has to take the top. This really shows that Spider-Man's actions has to deal with also Peter Parker's life, and also affecting the people that he loves, such as MJ, Ned, Aunt May, everybody. He's just taking that extra step, telling Doctor Strange, I want to erase everybody to know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. I do like the fact that they did include some iconic villains from the previous Spider-Man, such as Sandman, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, and you can't forget the fixed hairline that they gave him, Electro. I'm glad they came in with the multiverse story with this, because we got Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield coming back to reprise their roles. With the ending of Spider-Man No Way Home, it's gonna go even crazier in the fourth movie. With No Way Home ending in 2021, I wish we could go back to those moments. The hype for this movie was very crazy, and for that, I just gotta go A tier for that one. Sony Animation cooks with all the Into the Spider-Verse movies, and I gotta say, Across the Spider-Verse was basically perfection, setting up the final movie of the trilogy, Beyond the Spider-Verse, which is coming out in 2027, official release date. We see Miles becoming more mature as Spider-Man, and his connection with his parents, trying to hide the fact that he is Spider-Man. And then when he gets into the Spider Society and seeing the whole Spider-Verse aspect, Spider-Man 2099, that battle was absolutely insane. All the fight scenes in this, you really feel it. You get to see the individual frames as well, the comic book aspect, and the foreshadowing with Spot becoming the villain. We thought that he was some C-type street level villain, but turns out to be one of the most scariest villains that we've seen. Miles is very good in this movie, as well as Gwen Stacy, her becoming part of the Spider Society, trying to hide it from Miles because he's an anomaly. And then the ending right there, oh, it was perfection almost. If Sony does really good with the third movie, this could be one of the best trilogies of all time and the best trilogies of Spider-Man. I mean, with all that being said, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is D tier. I'm kidding, it's got to be A tier, better than Spider-Man No Way Home. We can't be talking about Spider-Man without the one that started it all, the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man. The iconic line, with great power comes great responsibility, goes throughout the whole movie. Green Goblin is such an iconic villain now, and also when the movie was playing, he's just so threatening, so powerful. Of course, this is the first movie, so we get to see the origin story of how he got the suit. how he got the powers. This will go down as one of the greatest superhero movies of all time. And I strongly believe we will never get a movie the same as Spider-Man. And when Uncle Ben passes away, it's just so sad. You really feel the heartstrings coming in this movie. With that being said, Sam Raimi's original Spider-Man, the movie that started it all, has to be A tier. Moving on, we're going to the other Spider-Man movie, the first one, Into the Spider-Verse. Of course, it's better than Across the Spider-Verse. You gotta believe it. Seeing how there is a Peter Parker in this universe, but then Peter Parker passes away, sadly, R.I.P. Aside from the storyline, this movie changed the whole genre of animation. Not just changing movie animation styles like Intergalactic, we also got a hard-hitting Spider-Man story, which of course is the visuals. There's so much you could do in real life and CGI, but when it comes to animation, you can literally do whatever. This has everything: the visuals, the emotions, the plot, the characters. You all love them. Focusing on Miles Morales this time and not Peter Parker, it's a new fresh start. Meanwhile, they're the ones that technically like started the whole multiverse genre thing, technically the Spider-Verse, but they did really well portraying every single character, which is also leading to other spin-off shows such as the Spider-Noir series. I could go on and on about this movie. This movie could be a whole review in itself, but nothing, and I mean nothing, can top this "What's Up Danger" leap of faith scene right here. There's so much emotion that goes on between Miles, and you could really feel it too. This scene will go down in one of the best scenes in cinematic history for animation. This scene belongs in a museum, for crying out loud. You got A, B, C, D, but you know what? I'm making a new one. Goat. And we are gonna put that movie just right there. That's all.
Pizza time.
The best Spider-Man movie, it has to be Spider-Man 2. This second movie absolutely is a national treasure. Beats out every other Spider-Man movie, has to be. We saw the origin story of Spider-Man. Now we're seeing the more self-absorbed, self-discovering about himself, because honestly, he's just trying to balance the two, being Spider-Man and being Peter Parker. With him being Peter Parker as well, it seems like the Spider-Man figure is ruining the Peter Parker's life, which kind of makes him lose his powers. Absolute peak. Absolutely love this film, and don't even get me started on the villain, Doc Ock. I mean, the real villain of this movie is Mary Jane. She's just so toxic. Why? Besides Mary Jane, the action scenes are just phenomenal. If you haven't seen the Spider-Man 2, please watch it. It's just one of the best movies of all time. Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi, and the rest of the Spider-Man 2 team did an amazing job with this one. Therefore, it is one of the greatest Spider-Man movies of all time. But here it is, the full tier list of all the Spider-Man movies. Maybe I should do the Spider-Man villains next. You let me know. Also, put in the comments below your ranking of all the Spider-Man movies. Spider-Man is one of my favorite superheroes of all time, and honestly, I think it was just well deserved that I needed to rank this. Also, because maybe I just wanted to watch all the Spider-Man movies again because they're just so good. But if you stayed to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to join the Blockbuster family. Right now in the process, I am decorating my office, so we're gonna have a brand new setup. You're gonna see me. I'm very excited for this project and what's coming up with the channel, and this whole thing wouldn't be possible without you guys. And from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you so much, and I love you all. And since this is being uploaded on Mother's Day, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, especially your mom. Take her out to a nice dinner, have her day be enjoyed, and other than that, I just have to say you have a good one and take care.
Pizza time.